Senator Kean, thank you for sitting down with us today. I know it's been a busy day, so thanks for your time.
It's great to be with you.
I just want to jump right into it. We just saw a really strong speech by Governor Christie on what he's calling the new normal for budgeting in New Jersey and across the country. Could we just get a sense of your feelings on this new approach to budgeting and how it's going to solve the problems in our state?
I think it's an extraordinarily important moment for the state, for the citizens of the state of New Jersey. It was a powerful speech. It focused on very strong foundations that were laid last year. It's about responsible decision making and making sure that we have real solutions on the health and benefits reform. So we have real property tax relief, real additional aid on school funding so that towns will be more affordable, and a real job growth agenda. And making sure we make responsible decisions at the right time for the short term and the long term. It was an extraordinarily powerful speech. It's going to change the way we do business in Trenton.
Governor Christie mentioned the timeline sent by President Sweeney himself for adopting pension and health care reforms. Do you see the Senate actually sticking to that this year under Democrat control?
Well, I'm optimistic. The governor said, okay, Senate President, I'm taking you at your word. Let's do the right thing for people in New Jersey. If we focus on real changes on pension and health benefits reform by the March deadline, we will get real and immediate property tax relief for the hardworking citizens in New Jersey, but we will also have an immediate funding of the pension system. So it's a major benefit for everybody in New Jersey.
There was also a lot of talk about education reform last year and this year and in this speech on both reform and funding. How important is the appointment of Ann Patterson to the New Jersey Supreme Court in achieving these reforms?
Oh, I think having Ann Patterson seated on the court is extraordinarily important for the future of New Jersey. For this, because the court for 30 years has dictated a policy that says that money equals outcome. And that's just absolutely wrong, as we know in every other facet of life. We need to have an innovation agenda, a reform agenda, a system where achievement is rewarded, excellence is rewarded. And if we are able to change the court, we can, instead of having a current status quo, we can instead reform the entire system and making sure that every kid in every zip code has the best possible opportunities, and that people who are trapped in failing schools have a chance at a better tomorrow that they don't have right now.
Okay. Many of our readers are looking forward to a very strong redistricting result this year and a Republican majority in the Senate next year. So could you give us a sense of what your #1 legislative priority will be next year when the GOP is controlling the Senate?
First thing we need to do is make sure that the toolkit reforms are actually enacted. Far too many of them have been laid on the sidelines by the Democratic Senate President and Assembly Speaker. If we're really going to give the mayors and the school boards the tools necessary to make the right decisions in their hometowns and lower the overall property tax burden on the hard-working citizens of their communities, we need to give them the tools so they can achieve those results. And right now, it's been too much status quo and blocking real reform measures. If we get the entire toolkit reform measure through, that'd be a good day for the citizens in New Jersey.
All right, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but just to conclude, and this is completely open-ended, is there anything you'd like to tell Save Jersey readers watching this interview about your feelings on any of the important issues facing New Jersey this year?
I think what's exciting in this year is we are having a real agenda that's focused on solutions, on job growth, on innovation in education, and making sure that achievement is rewarded by the state decision makers as well as in our hometowns. And that's a fundamental change in direction that we've seen in Trenton for the last 30 years and more. And I think that's an exciting time to be in government, and that people need to continue to be involved, making sure that we don't simply rely on the status quo, and that there's a lot of unfinished business. And with the Republican majority, we'll make sure that the reforms continue.
All right. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Senator Kean. Thanks.